Hey up and welcome to a Tuesday tutorial video as voted by you guys. That was a catchy title, not deliberate. Don't expect a tutorial every Tuesday. Don't have the skills to do fancy tutorials and things. I'm still learning things myself. This is aimed at people on the entry level or want to learn how to do the liveries in City Bus Manager itself rather than using Paint.net, for example. I've personally found Paint.net method a bit intimidating at first, so I started in game. I am now learning Paint.net by using amazing templates made by other people, which you can find sometimes on the Steam Workshop page of the bus you download, or in the City Bus Manager Discord channel on the modding page. If you play a lot of City Bus Manager and use a lot of mods, and you want to paint a lot of modded buses from the workshop, it's the place to be. But for now, we're just going to do this very simple livery you see here. You can make it more complicated if you want, do as many things as you want. This is a good starting point. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to start by choosing our font. I like to use 1001fonts.com because there's lots of decent fonts on here and most of them are free. Now on this tutorial I am going to use Sigra, as I pronounce that. You use whatever font you're comfortable with, and then download. I'm going to put it in my downloads folder and here, and in tutorial transport, and save. That's downloaded. Then we go to our downloads folder, right click, extract all. There we go. That's what we need to do here. We are then going to go to Photopea.com, file, new. We're going to choose a Facebook event image because it's 1920 by 1080. I like to work with a nice big space. I'm going to call it tutorial transport. We can have a transparent background. We're going to change that to 32-bit. We then press create and we get our transparent background. Now, because we are going to be working with a white and a lot of light colours, I like to put in a temporary background so we can see what we're doing. We double click here, we can change its name. Just going to call it temp background. Enter. Then we are going to choose black here. Okay. Choose our fill tool. Then fill in that background. That's all we need to do. Now, next, we are going to our text tool. As you can see, I've already got the font here because I've been doing a quick practice. But you'll need to go to load font, go to where you saved it, and choose the true type font. So we want the true type font. Press open. Okay. Now we're going to use a nice yellow. I've already been practicing, so I've already got the yellow, which is this X code here, E6CF0E. You can type that in here. Remember this code because we're going to be using it later in the editor. The codes also work there. Once we have this code, we're going to press OK. We're going to make this as big as we can. And we're just going to click here and press D. Then we're going to go to our move tool, press Ctrl Alt T, should I say Alt, Control, Alt, and press T to bring up our transform tool. And we're just going to drag it from this corner here to make it bigger. We will change the size again later. I like to go too big to start with. We'll put it there. Enter. Then we're going to go back to our text tool. Click away from where we put our T. We'll change this to 100. There we go. You know what? We'll type it, it's a lot easier. 100. And then we're gonna type in, oh, we want it white. In this case, there we go. UTORIAL space transport. Once we've done that, we're going to go back to our move tool. We're going to put it to about there, I reckon. Now I can already see that T is way too big. We'll click back on the T. We open by transport tool by once again holding Control and Alt, pressing T, and we bring it down to the size we are happy with. I'm happy with that. We'll place it about there. Enter. For those of you who want to be more precise, the size we're using is 553.04. So I get exactly the right size, same size. Now I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is press on the top layer and the T layer underneath by holding Shift and clicking it. We get both selected. Right clicking and then merge layers. So now this has become one full layer. As we can see, we move it around. The letters. So I'm going to press Alt, Control, Alt, and T. As you can see, it's one layer. And now we're going to make it bigger, so it fits. So it just about fits on the screen. Leaving a border around the edges. And that's our font. That's our transport logo. We press this I here to hide the background. So now what we need to do is go to File, Save as PSD, which is a Photoshop file. Photopea can open and save Photoshop files, and I've also learned it can open Paint.net files, which is interesting. If we save as PSD, I'm going to go to Documents, scroll down to Tutorial Transport, PSD. We want to try and save everything in documents, because when we come to open our PNGs in the game, in City Bus Manager, we can't open it in pictures, but it does open in documents. So this is a good file path to have. Tutorial Transport, we'll put logo, save. Now we need to go to File, Export as PNG. Everything will be the same here. Press Save. We want to go to Documents. First, it's important saving documents, as I've already said, because we need to open it in City Bus Manager. Now I'm going to save Tutorial Transport. You create a document folder, what makes you happy. The PNG image, so press Save. And that's our first step done. Now we're going to delete our Tutorial Transport logo. We open our temporary background. Now we're going to create our shapes. So we're going to go rectangle. We're going to go to fill. And we're going to put it on white. Now the reason for this is, if it's a white PNG, we can change it to any colour we want in City Bus Manager. If it's got a colour on it, if you try and change its colour in City Bus Manager, it goes a little weird. So in this particular case, we want it on white, and we're just going to draw a big rectangle, and we're going to Make it a little bigger. Work a bit better. And then we're gonna go to the move tool. I'm going to open the transform tool again by holding Control Alt and T. And while holding down Control and then Shift, we are going to go to the bottom corner here and just drag it to the right so we get something like that. And notice here, so you can see the height and the width. Once we're happy with that, we'll press Enter. Once again, we'll hide temporary background. We'll go File, Save as PSD. And this is going to be rectangle slant left. Save. File, export as PNG. Make sure it's PNG here. Save. Yep. And once we've done that, we are going to go to Image. Make sure we're on the shape here. Then we're going to go to our Age, Transform, Flip horizontally. There we go. And then File, Save as. Change left to right. Save. File. Export as PNG. Save. There we go. So that's the first two shapes done. Now we need to create one more shape. So now we're going to use this shape as our template, and we're going to make sure we're on shape 1. Press Ctrl Alt T. Grab this corner and bring it roughly to there. And bring that out to there. To here. And bring it up. It's about that thickness. Bring it to the middle. Press Enter. And then we're going to right click, duplicate there. Make sure I shape 1 copy. Control Alt T to transform. We're going to move this so it matches there perfectly. Let's turn the temporary background back on. There we go. Now we need to go to again, press Control T. There we go. Now normally I would shrink this so this matches this, but it changes the angle of this and I don't know why. Can I do it this side instead? As you can see, it's losing its angle. So we'll have to make it work like this, which is perfectly fine. Got a plan. We're just going to make sure this lines up with this. It doesn't yet, so we hold Control Alt and T. Move it a bit further. Keep doing that until we get them nicely lined up. That's close enough. Then we're going to right click on our copy, press duplicate layer, hold Control Alt T, and once again we'll move it there. I like that gap better than that gap, so let's move that down. Go to our copy, Control Alt T. Let's move that down to about there. Yes, that's a nice gap. Then we go to shape 2 copy. Once again, hold Control Alt and press T. Choosing a background again, so I press Escape. There we go. I'm going to bring this to there. Just let it, I'll bring a ruler up. That's been handy sooner. A bit further. I reckon they're about right. Don't know why it keeps choosing the background. If you ever choose the wrong thing, before you move it, just press escape. That's close enough. And what we're going to do is going to go to shape 1, grab this, and we're just going to add onto the end of it so it all matches. In fact, let's not do that. Let's put it as a new layer here. And we'll draw in the shape. That's a better option. Because we can manipulate it now. Move it onto the there we go. It's not quite right, is it? So we'll press Control T. Going to bring it across. Hold our Shift key so we can manipulate its shape. How that looks. There we go, that's good enough. Now once again, we're going to turn our background off. We're going to go File, Save As. This is there we go. 3 times direct slant right. Save, Alt Shift, click on them all. We're going to then merge layers and then image, transform, flip horizontally. There we go. There we go. File. Did I export that? I can sort that in a second if I didn't. Save this as left. Save. File. Export as PNG. Save. I didn't, so we'll sort that out. Save that. Then we'll go File, Export as PNG. No, we don't. Sorry about that. Image, transform, flip horizontally. File, Export as PNG. This is right. Save. And that's everything done in Photopea. Now we're going to move over to City Bus Manager. I'll see you after we fade to black. So what I like to do when I'm creating liveries is have a separate save file when I'm creating liveries. Plus we can do it so we can have all the buses unlocked, save our liveries in that, and then we can load those liveries in our usual game as we research and unlock those buses. What I like to do is go to free play, give it a title. I usually give it a livery title. So we'll go with tutorial transport livery. That'll do. This bit doesn't really matter where we end up, so we'll just click the first one because, like I said, we're not going to be playing a save game in this. It's just somewhere to design our liveries. So we go next. No one. These don't matter. Choose your preference. I have noticed village gives you slightly more capacity space around the border, but it doesn't really matter too much. There's loads of space for what we're doing. And sandbox. This bit is important because now all our buses will be unlocked. And then we'll just go start game. So now the map is loaded up, we'll chuck our depot somewhere. Again, it doesn't really matter, we're not using this for anything other than the livery sign. I'm just going to chuck it here. Don't have a clue what it is here. I don't know this. Okay, we can't put it there. Let's try. Let's try here. But the location for the depot map. Perfect. As it must be connected to my road. I am clicking. It's not letting me. Depot in. There we go. That'll do. I don't know why it won't let me put it anywhere else. There we go. Now the depot is loaded up, what I do is do this tutorial here until it says buy buses. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'll fade to black, and then when I come back, that's what I'll do. And I recommend you do the same. Just build your depot to its minimum specs until you see buy buses. So yeah, see you in a second. So yeah, we've got your first buses, is what we was aiming towards. And this is a very badly built depot, but it's all the basics that they need. It doesn't really matter for this save. So now we need to build at least one piece of road. Do that, a street. There we go. Put two in, why not? There's two spaces in your. Then we'll go with medium spaces because that's the most useful. There we go. And buy any two buses. Now, this is where we're going to start our livery bus fleet. Buy a new bus. I've got a double-decker bus, but this will work on any bus at all, whether it's vanilla, DLC, or from the workshop. So I'm going to do it on the Trident 2. I'm going to buy. The first thing we're going to do is change this purple, change this to purple, I should say. And for that, we're going to use code 6F0BC4. That's the primary colour, which is the sides. And we're going to highlight this, which you can do either by just clicking on it. And if that doesn't work, click to the right and hold your left mouse button and drag to the left. I'm going to press Ctrl C. And the secondary colour, which is the roof, we're then going to go Ctrl V. And that is the base colour for our buses. Click on the colour again. Now we're going to go to place decal, and this colour is going to be the yellow which we did before, which is E6C F0E. It's what we used in Photopea. Then once we've done that, we click on the colour again, go to import decal, documents, and then go down to where you saved your PNGs. In my case it's tutorial transport. Double click. Then I'm going to press the top one, hold shift, and press the bottom one, and then press select. And that is them all loaded in now. So first things first, we're going to go to this one, which is our record stamp right. And we're going to play around until we've got a size we are happy with. Now I don't want a massive thing here, but I do want it to have the, you know what, the default size is a good size. It's the size here. It's a good size for this. Yours might be a different size here because I was doing things just beforehand, before recording. Once we've got that in place, we're going to go to our rectangle here, which is a default. And we're going to change its size until it matches the size of this. There we go. And then we're just going to... My mouse is not the most precise mouse, so I've got a... So I have a little bit of a harder time than you might do doing this. We can zoom in by scrolling the mouse wheel. It's probably more helpful. There we go. Do the same on the front. All around side. Now we don't want this going all the way across because we need to get our shaping. The wheel's getting in the way a bit here. I reckon that's enough to get the size of the shape in the game. I see it's way too big, so I'll move it to roughly there, wasn't it? Slightly bigger. Perfect. Want this. A and D, by the way, will move the buses around. There we go. That's slightly wrong. This here is the undo button. There's good. Now you can see some joining lines here, which is a bit which happens sometimes. But we just got to draw. Again, let's go to paste this first. Control V. Oops, I did that wrong. I pressed Control V, not Control C. You want Control C, not Control V. Let's pull that back. E6 DF0E. Control C. Actually, can we get away with just... We can just put a shape over it. There we go. That's neatened it up. There we go. That's that layer. Then we're going to do our next layer now. Now, I'll show you with this. We're not going to use this, but now, as you can see, this layer will overwrite this layer. You can't see it because it's not yellow. It's yellow. But put it on white, so it overwrites it. So it's about working from our bottom layer up, and now we're going to go for our 3 stripes, and we want them bigger than that. That looks like a good size to me, and we're going to put it a bit smaller. Perfect. I went in line with the bottom of this display meter easy. We'll do the same on the other side. Line up with the edge of the... There we go. And then we get the yellow band again, and that's just gonna make it a bit smaller. That's just gonna sit here. Perfect. I was debating putting one at the back, but I don't think we need to. Yeah, let's do it. We'll though do this. The opposite side. Sides of the meat. Warps like no tomorrow, wasn't it? I'm gonna have to try and get it as accurate as we can with that. Then we're going to bring in these rectangles, bring it down. Accurate. Is it accurate? Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. That is our bottom layers. Nicely done. That's quite nice. Now we just need to add our tutorial transport. Now this is what I was mentioning earlier. As you know, we had a yellow T and white text everywhere else, and because we've got it set to yellow, everything is this weird yellow colour. If I change it to different colours, it goes really bizarre. So what we do is make it go to white, and we've got our font back. Now, just debating where to put this. I reckon we'll put it. Traditionally, it's down here's livery, which will give you space to remove things up here. I think the top box is all empty, so we're going to go a bit untraditional. Put it there. Is the 1, 2, third window back. Move it further this way on this one, like so. And that is our basic livery. Nothing fancy, just something straightforward to start with. And as you get more practice in, you'll be able to do more complicated things, either in here or when you're ready, like I'm slowly learning to. You can move to Paint.net or Photoshop. Paint.net seems to be the preferred method. I'm not in a place where I could do a tutorial for that. I am still learning. But if you ever feel you want to move to Paint.net, if you go to the City Bus Manager Discord, you'll find a lot of PNG templates for buses that are on the workshop, and also if you look on the workshop there is a way to get PNGs there as well. Another way to get PNGs or anything is to export as a PNG and work on it that way, but that doesn't work too well for me. I usually find a Paint.net or a Photoshop file. Paint.net is free, so I do recommend Paint.net files or PNG files as they are known. Hey up, it's Future Yorker here, and I realised I didn't show you how to save or load your bus livery, and as a complete rookie mistake I also didn't save the progress. So if the bus or the depot looks any different to a second ago, that is why. So but it does mean I can show you how to use the paint shop, so swings and roundabouts. So what we need to do so we can get this bus sorted, I could easily just go here, buy a new bus and show you from there, but I thought I'd show you how to use the paint shop. So we go to build, street, well, paint shop. You can stick this anywhere. I'm just going to stick it here for now. And now we need a member of staff to drive the bus into the paint shop. Now, because we don't have any bus shifts, our members of staff will randomly go home and not come back. So if you're having to move buses to the paint shop, you might have to hire and fire, dismiss, it's a nicer word, hire and dismiss staff to do so. So we're going to hire bus driver, need a locker, that's a fair point. Let's put some lockers in, corridor, locker, and we'll just bang them. There we go. Hire bus driver, and we'll go with this person here, and it doesn't really make a much difference. Then we are going to go to this bus and press paint. Let's speed it up so our bus driver comes. Here they are. Now they're going to drive the bus into the paint shop. Here we are. This is where we left off earlier, with our bus in the paint shop. Now we go up here, quite self-explanatory really. We press save, give it a name, I'm going to call it tutorial. Actually, I'm going to make it a bit simpler than that. PT. This is the Trident. There we go. And give it a brief description. There we go. That's all I'm going to do. Then save locally. I'll save it in the game. And you can upload your creation to the Steam Workshop if you like. I'll leave that up to you. So I'm going to press save locally. Now that's saved into the game. Now let's just pretend we haven't got that bus. This is what let's just pretend we just bought this bus. What we do is go to load, browse local templates, and it'll just pop up, press on it, apply template, there we go. And that'll work with new buses, second-hand buses, painting your buses like we're doing here. It'll all work the same. Then we press apply, it'll come out. Our shiny new bus. I paused it so it won't come out. There we go. In a puff of purple smoke. There we go. That's what I missed telling you earlier. So that's all we're going to do. Now this driver will most likely go home. So you might have to employ a driver. I usually keep a hire 2 drivers, dismiss 2 drivers, hire 2 drivers in the livery depot. I've gone to the loo. Give them some privacy. So yeah, that's all I needed to show you. And obviously, what I didn't do last time, I didn't press save. I saved it between though. Tutorial transport. Save. Yes, there we go. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you very much. Take care.